Hello there. What's going on, everybody? We've got some Legion news. It's a big week for Legion. There's been a lot of news, and yesterday was a big day for spoilers. There's probably going to be some more today based on whenever you're watching this video. There may already be more Legion news out there. So, it's just going to be a big, heavy week for Legion. Basically, we got the Luke Skywalker Commander exclusive fully revealed today. Also, a little bit about Maul, which we're going to talk about towards the end of this video. Also, later today, should be a Darth Maul spoiler article. So this is not really the dedicated video to talk about that, but we'll talk about it just a little bit towards the end of the video. So the Luke Skywalker Commander expansion, this is an exclusive expansion that is going to be coming to US retailers, and this was likely going to be the convention exclusive for this year. So maybe Adepticon, or maybe Gen Con, or maybe Star Wars Celebration, which was probably, this is my guess, is it was probably going to be a Star Wars Celebration exclusive. However, especially since it's the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back this year, that was likely going to be a big thing going on with Celebration, but that all got canceled. So, and just like they did Vader at last Celebration, this would have been the one to happen this year. But instead of it just being a Celebration exclusive, now they're going to be shipping these out to retailers. So if retailers place an order, they can get these. If they have to place the order in November, they'll get a couple of them, like 2 or 3, and then depending on how all of this works, they'll be able to distribute them either through some type of giveaway, or maybe if it's a small enough retailer, maybe they'll just set some aside for you. That's really remains to be seen. From what I understand, the retailers have some discretion on how they distribute these. They probably will be like prize rewards or tournament prize rewards or something like that. But they're going to end up on eBay, and they're going to go for a lot of money. And you're probably not going to get one, and you're probably going to be upset about it because there's way too little supply and way too much demand when they do stuff like this. And that's always the case. And it's I gotta be honest with you. I think it's just the motive behind something like this is to kind of generate like oh my god, I gotta have this. For whatever twisted reason, stuff like this tends to be good for a game. I know nobody thinks that, but it's this whole system of like they make very, very few of something and then release it, and everybody goes crazy. Same reason Hasbro will do like a Black Series, and they'll pick like the best character and make them only one per a case. That's why you had, like, I used to collect Star Wars Black Series figures. You used to get shelves full of Greedo and shelves full of Constable Zuvio, because they would put like 6 of him in a case and only one of a character that people actually wanted in a case. Like only one Darth Maul or something like that. So granted those were in different waves, but the point is they would take something that people really want, deliberately make it very scarce, driving up demand. So this way, the next time something comes out, people really snatch it up or whatever. It just keeps demand really, really high, which it's kind of a bummer, because a lot of us would really, really like a Luke Skywalker Commander, an X-Wing pilot Luke from Empire Strikes. I mean, he wore his X-Wing pilot stuff and a lot of different things. It's a good-looking sculpt. It comes with a special base. We kind of get a look at the sculpt here. It looks very good. At the same time, though, we already have Luke. The good news is it's nothing you need. It's not going to have any gameplay advantage. It's going to be the same as Luke. The interesting thing with this one, as opposed to the other exclusives, and the other two we got were Vader and Obi-Wan, this one has different build options. So this is the first one to have 3 different build options. Well, potentially even more than 3, because you can put them with the helmet, without the helmet, or with the helmet with the the blast shield down. So you can have at least these 2 on the left. It looks like he's got like 2 different configurations for the helmet. It looks like he's got the blast, and maybe that's just this sculpt looks a little different. But also you can have him with the lightsaber or with the pistol, which is interesting. I don't know if that many people that would want to make Luke with the pistol, but if this were widely available, I think a lot of people would consider having just regular pilots, because I have been saying for a long time I wanted actual, X-Wing or ground pilots. for Legion, because pilots are very recognizable and they are seen on the ground a lot. Usually they're running to their ships, but I mean, you have Inferno Squad that's special forces. I could see having some pilots that are special forces, and maybe they're more objective based and they can do battlefield things like call in airstrikes or whatever, but not necessarily be like this, ranged combatant. They probably have a short range pistol that's not really that great, and maybe range 1 to 2 weapon. I'm gonna speculate a little bit too much about how good I think pilots should be or what they should do, but this one looks really cool. He's kind of on the crashed snowspeeder on his base. It looks awesome. And the cool thing about this too is, like, with all the Hoth stuff they have done so far, more Hoth stuff here. Observation tokens on the horizon. A lot of people are thinking Viper probe droids are coming soon. That certainly may be the case. I still have my money on the AT-AT. I still really, really want the AT-AT. Definitely want that. Or maybe some other characters from Hoth, like General Riken. Would love to see General Riken in this game. And maybe we'll see an alternate version of Leia. Although, honestly, I don't think we need a Hoth version of Leia, primarily because the version of Leia we got kind of doubles as both Endor and Hoth. She's not fully Endor, she's not fully Hoth, she's kind of in between, and I think she's perfect. So I think doing a Hoth Leia would be kind of a waste, because I already painted my Leia as white and in her Hoth gear, because I wanted all Hoth stuff for my Rebels. So I'm excited about this one. We get a look at the card. It is going to feature alternate art as far as just the Luke Skywalker picture, but it is the same mechanically. It's the same card, so no mechanical difference here. It will come with some upgrades in the same way that Darth Vader came with some upgrades and Obi-Wan came with some upgrades. I think actually the only thing that you wouldn't have had available, I think, is Hope. Is the only kind of newish upgrade that's actually coming with this one, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why they decided to give it Hope, but still, really, the upgrades are just normal upgrades. They just so they can make it kind of like outfitted like a normal expansion. The command cards will also, if this isn't the spirit of everything else, the command cards that come with Luke will also have the same alternate art, so they'll also be kind of collectibles as well. And that's really all this is for. It's just an alternate art. It's just a fun little thing. It's kind of a collector's item, so if you're a completionist and if you've got to have it all, then you can pay the $500 on eBay for it or whatever. Or maybe be lucky enough that your local store has one and you somehow it's available for you, which would be really cool. If not, if you don't get this and you want to, there's plenty of Pilot Luke sculpts on all the third-party markets out there. There's all the people who are making STL files and resin-printed Legion miniatures. There's a lot of these available, so really it's not that big of a deal. But if you're a completionist, of course you're going to want it. I'm going to want it. I'm going to try and get one. I might not be able to get one. We're really going to have to see, but definitely trying to get one. I'm almost tempted to open my own store, place an order in November just so I can get them that way, right? Now, also, this is only a North America thing. If you're not a North American retailer, they did say in this article, stand by to see, stay tuned for ways on how you can potentially get one. I almost feel like that was almost like an afterthought, but there's probably going to be a way for other people to get it. It's probably got to go through some kind of legal approval process or something like that, and in customs and international shipping stuff. But hopefully they make enough of these available. I would really like to see them make enough of these available to everybody who wants one, even if they just increase the cost. Like, if there's something like this that's a special sculpt, it's a rare alternate art version, sell them for $50 each. All right, because the people who really want it are going to pay more than that on eBay anyway. Like the Vaders and the Obi-Wans go for between $300 and $500, right? So an FFG will sell these for almost the same price as a normal mini. I think these the ones that they sold at the conventions went for $30. Like, they're not making very much money selling these for only $30. If they sold them for $50, they'd make $20 more each, right? So they'd make a little bit more money. They could produce more. And there would be there would definitely be a point where they maximize their money and also maximize the amount of people that actually wanted one to be able to get one. I think that'd be I think that's a fair trade-off. If you're worried about we only made 500 and they sold out instantly. Well, you raise the price a little bit, they might not sell out quite so instantly. eBay types people will be more reluctant to buy them if they're more expensive. Well, maybe not. Maybe they'll be like, whoa, now I can put it up for $5,000 if it was more. So who knows? But basically, it's not anything that you need to have unless, of course, you just are a completionist. There's enough other people making this type of sculpt anyway that it's not going to be that big of a deal. Even from a sculpt standpoint, it's really going to be something that applies more for that person who's got to have everything. And unfortunately, in this type of hobby, it attracts a lot of us that tend to want to have everything. The other thing we got spoiled today was a little sneak peek at tomorrow's, well, I should say yesterday, because I'm recording this Monday night. This is going to go live Tuesday morning, so you're probably watching this Tuesday. So yesterday, they also dropped a little spoiler for the DRK-1 Sith probe droids. We actually got a pretty good look at this particular unit. We can see the unit card here, 35 points, which is not bad. They're a detachment for Maul, which means you're not going to be able to run 3 of these. If it's a detachment from Maul, you can have only 1 per Maul. And since Maul is unique, you're only going to be able to run 1 of these. And that's appropriate because they come with Maul. Unless, of course, there's a Clone Wars rule that comes out that says Maul is not unique. Like, Maul could be cloned, which actually would be really cool. But yeah, these are real cheap for a Special Forces. For a Separatist unit that already is cheap anyway. This is going to be a great way for you to kind of pad your activations with Maul. That's one of the things that it looks like that's very, very cool. You're getting 3 minis. They roll 2 white dice per mini, so this can be a 6 dice attack with surge to hit and suppressive, either melee or ranged. So that's pretty good. So it actually makes them a decent little melee unit with 6 dice for melee, which is actually not that bad considering you have surge to hit. Now, they have detachment for Maul, so that means they have to be deployed within range, move 1 of Maul. They're hover air, so they're going to be flying. They're in air. It's not hover ground, so they're hover air, which they're going to be treated like an air vehicle. I'll have to look back on hover air, but basically they're going to ignore terrain of height 1. Or lower when they move, so they're going to be able to fly right over stuff, no problem. Incognito, which is going to make it a lot harder for you to shoot at them. And then they have Observe 3. This is really the big thing for these guys. With Observe 3, they're going to be getting these observation tokens. And Observe 3 is actually a kind of a surprise to a lot of us, because I don't think that many people were expecting for the first unit to be putting out Observe tokens, to have that many. Especially at only 35 points, they're able to put out 3 observation tokens. So Observe 3 says, choose an enemy unit at range 1 to 3 and in line of sight. It gains 3 observation tokens. Now that is a full action, right? It's got the arrow. It's a full-blown action, so that's going to be one of their actions. But they're probably not attacking very much anyway. They're probably just moving and putting out observation tokens, which is really cool. Now, a lot of people have been asking since this came out, what do observation tokens do? This was spoiled earlier, and if you saw my video talking about the Darth Maul spoilers, it was on the German translation card. So rough translation is that basically you put these observation tokens on an enemy unit. When your unit is attacking that enemy unit, your unit can now spend observation tokens to reroll dice. It's a little unclear exactly how it works. My money is on, when you're at the modified dice step, you're going to say, I want to spend 2 observation tokens to reroll these 2 blank dice. You say how many you're going to spend, reroll that many dice, and then you're done. You can't go back and then reroll again with another one. That's my guess. Of course, if I'm incorrect, then we shall see. But that's kind of how I think it would work. That seems consistent with how a lot of other rules work. But then again, aim is a little different, because you can spend as many aims as you want. You can be like, I'm going to spend aim, reroll, spend aim, reroll. You might be able to spend an observation token, reroll. You may be able to fish for that one over and over again, which would make it even better if it works that way. But we'll have to see. If defensive surge and offensive surge, white defense die, courage of only 1, and health of 1. Movement of 2. So they could potentially panic if they do get shot, but again, Incognito is a pretty good defense against that. This isn't a unit you want to see attacking. This is a unit you want to You want to put out as many observation tokens as you can. You also want to be activating them before they die, so you're kind of padding that activation. They're a droid trooper, and that's not really a unique thing with the Separatists. They're a 35-point unit with 3 minis that they activate. They can have a nice suppressive attack also, which is actually pretty cool. I think it's a great unit, honestly, and I think it's actually a really, really good unit, and it makes me wonder if Maul might actually be kind of lousy if this unit is so good. Like, you're going to get 2. If he's great, that means you're getting 2 great units in one pack. Because I don't know if you'll always take these guys with Maul, but I mean, at 35 points, you're probably going to be heavily incentivized to take these guys. And another thing is cool about these is, at this point cost, it provides a good counterbalance to R2-D2, in that, the Republic gets a really cheap unit, but it's unique. It can only run 1. Well, this guy's kind of in the same boat. Granted, these have to be taken with Maul, so it's not exactly the same. But this kind of means that the Empire is now the only unit or only faction out there that doesn't have like a 30-something point unit. So maybe the Empire will get something very cheap very soon. I could see somebody like maybe the Seventh Sister or something like that having that, but I think it would be more like Ida Inversio's little ID-10, something like that. That's kind of how I imagine little droids like that working, but maybe we'll see a little mouse droid or something like that for the Empire, so everybody has a 30-something point unit. Or maybe that'll be the Empire's thing, is they just don't get one of these cool little cheap units. But either way, this is pretty cool. I'm kind of psyched about these little guys. I think they'll be really fun, especially as the Separatists get more and more expensive with more. I mean, you'll be able to run 7 Sabers. You'll be able to run Grievous and Dooku and Maul in the same list, which is not going to leave you a whole lot of points. Now, you can pad that with some cheap B1 battle droids. This is another way to pad that and actually put some really good stuff out there, man. Put some observe tokens. That's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see. There will be more information coming out very, very soon. By the time you watch this video, there's probably going to be an article about to be posted. So, stick with me. I'll have more news as it comes out with you guys, for you guys, and by you guys. Whatever. Let's wrap it up. Little admin stuff here at the end of the video. If you notice, I've been doing kind of like the commercial stuff towards the end of the video. So if you do want to support the channel, if you guys do appreciate this type of content, there's a couple of ways that you can help out. There's links in the description below for merch. There's things like the Bad Dice Prison to put your poorly performing dice on carbonite. We've got shirts. We've got masks. We've got all kinds of. We've got neck gaiters. We've got face masks, all kinds of stuff like that. All that helps support the channel. So if you're interested, check the link for the Teespring store in the description below. There should also be some pictures of some of that stuff down below as well. Also, Patreon. There's going to be links for that. If you want to follow me on social media, there's a giveaway still running on right now for the $25 Amazon gift card. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. There's still time for that. There's also an ARC Trooper giveaway. I'm actually giving away 2 ARC Troopers. One is through social media. The other one is right here on YouTube. You have to like and subscribe, or subscribe and leave a comment. And all the details are on Crabbok.com, my website. There's links for that in the description below. So check the See More button. Check out some of those links, and that helps support the channel, and I definitely appreciate it. I want to thank you all so much for your continued support. Big thanks also to my patrons. You guys are amazing. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much, and as always, have a great day.